Hi, I'm Kimi Sparkle, the internet's only pegasister reviewer, and today we're going to be looking at Read It and Weep, or as I like to call it, the pegasister episode, but more on that later. We open our episode with a scene of Rainbow Dash flying, and right off the bat we're shown one of the really mature scenes that FIM is famous for. The ponies are watching Rainbow Dash fly when she gets into a terrible crash. Now, Rainbow Dash is the second best flyer in all of Equestria. The idea of her crashing would never make any sense, except the writers have recently revealed that she had a drinking problem in SSCS 6000, the episode which came out right before Read It and Weep. The idea of Rainbow Dash's drunk driving is handled in a mature way, but one that kids will be able to understand. She isn't demonized for it, like characters are in other kids' shows. Instead, MLP acknowledges that it wasn't her fault because she was drunk and focuses on Dash healing in the hospital. Now back to an earlier point. You might still be wondering why I called this the Pegasister episode. Well, think about it. Daring Do is an action series referencing Lara Croft as portrayed by Angelina Jolie, and Tomb Raider, like My Little Pony, is a series targeted at men in their early adulthood. The writers are clearly using Daring Do as a stand-in for MLP. Rainbow Dash defies social norms and gender stereotypes by stepping out of her comfort zone and becoming a fan of daring, even though it is not intended for girls. She tries to hide her new fandom from her friends, fearing they'll think she's a weird nerd, or even worse, accuse her of being a fake nerd girl and start quizzing her on her knowledge about Daring Do, a test that, of course, she can't pass since she's only started reading the first book. As a pegasister myself, I was really glad to see an episode with this message. Pegasisters like me deserve more acknowledgement. Male bronies who love MLP are the main audience of the show, while Pegasisters are incredibly rare and often ostracized because of how unique and different they are from other girls. Sure, girls like the old ponies, but those are far girlier, and liking those is a sign of being a typical girly girl and not a geek girl. While Rainbow is trying to hide her new fandom from her friends, she does a lot of typical Pegasister activities like eating, gaming, and breaking into hospitals at night. But finally, Rainbow Dash's friends find out the truth about her in the climax of the episode. And while they aren't accepting of her love of Daring Do, Dash is able to make new friends who understand her through the internet, and it is heavily implied that she even goes to a con where she is finally accepted. I especially liked that the character becoming a brony was Rainbow Dash, the brony mascot, and also a Pegasus to further illustrate how she's supposed to be a Pegasister. I also liked the little nod where, like several of the fandom's most famous Pegasisters, Dash was first introduced to the series after injuring herself in a drunk driving accident. It's a nice little shout out that would fly over kids' heads, but which adults who are part of the fandom can enjoy. So I would have to give this episode 6 stars because I loved the romance and angst and the fact that we finally have an episode about Pegasisters. So until next time, I'm Kimi Sparkle, the internet's only Pegasister reviewer, and I hope your day sparkles!